Right. Hello, everybody. This is the Greater Estimator. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Auto Body 101. And today I'd like to speak to you about deductibles. Okay. Now, if you don't know what a deductible is, when you first get your insurance policy, you will have an opportunity to choose how much you want your deductible to be. Now, typically it's going to be $500. That's the amount that most people do go with, but it can be I've seen $750, I've seen $1,000, I've seen $2,000, I've seen $2,500. And all the deductible is your portion of the repair cost. All right. Once you are found to be liable or responsible for a loss, you will have to come out of your pocket for $500. Okay. If a loss is not caused by someone else, like if you don't get hit in the back or something like that, if you know, your car is parked in front of somebody's house and something falls off somebody's house and hits your car. Yeah, at that point, it's someone else's responsibility to fix your car. But say you're driving along the road and, you know, you hit a pothole and you bend your rim, or you rear end somebody, or, you know, you lose control of your car and hit something on a highway. At that point, yeah, you're responsible for your deductible, which is your portion of the repair cost. No one else caused your loss, so you're on the hook for it. Okay, and I want to tell you why deductibles are so important. It is always best to pay your deductible. They're going to be, I've seen it is a part of insurance law that you are responsible to pay a portion of your repair costs, and this was instituted to keep people from just creating fake losses. You know, let's say you go to the supermarket, you park in a lot, you come back and, you know, your car is scratched. You're going to say, oh, I didn't cause that. You know what? I'm going to call it into the insurance company. This was instituted to prevent you from calling the insurance company to fix every little thing, number one, and also to keep the insurance company from having to pay for, you know, a small dent here and there, a small scratch, and things like that. The insurance company doesn't want to be on the hook to pay for every single loss, especially if it's minor. So this is why they created deductibles. Because if you take it to a shop and the shop tells you, yeah, something like this is going to cost $350, $400, most likely you're not going to want to pay for it. You're just going to want to say, you know what, I'll live with it. But if you can have the insurance company pay for it, of course you're going to put it through insurance. So this is why the insurance company created deductibles. And the higher the deductible amount is, the bigger your responsibility or your portion of the repair cost becomes. Now, this is important. As I said, it's always better to pay your deductible. And I've seen shops that literally have signs that say, we do not take deductibles. That's a dead giveaway that's not a shop you want to be dealing with. If you have a shop telling you, we do not take deductibles, don't worry about it, we'll take care, that's a shop that you do not want to have to deal with. If you can avoid dealing with that shop, you should run. You don't want to deal with a shop like that. And I'm going to tell you why. Okay, now, let's say you have a loss that is, I don't know, $4,500. Okay, $4,500. If your deductible is $500, the insurance company is going to pay out to the shop $4,000. And when you go to pick up your vehicle, you're responsible for the other $500. Now, let's say you have a shop telling you, we don't take deductibles. Don't worry about it. Okay, we don't want you to have to come out of pocket for anything. We'll take care of it. Essentially, what the shop is saying to you is, we have a repair estimate for $4,500. You do not have to pay $500. So there's going to be $500 worth of work that is not done on your vehicle. Okay, just know that $500 worth of work will not be done on your car. Now, let's say that $500 is for a new bumper. You had a crack in your bumper, and, you know, instead of replacing it as the insurance company paid to do, they just fix it and they do a piss poor job. Or let's say it's, I don't know, something else like a dent in your fender that should have been replaced, but instead they fixed it. They did a piss poor job. You know, they put some Bondo on it and just let it go. Or let's say that they got paid for an OEM bumper and they replaced it aftermarket, and now it's not fitting correctly. You know what I'm saying? That does happen. Aftermarket, the bumper covers that come from the original equipment manufacturer, they fit precisely. They fit correctly. The gap lines are even on both sides. You don't have to worry about it. Okay, if you buy a Toyota bumper from Toyota, it's going to fit on your Corolla, no problem. If you buy an aftermarket bumper cover, a lot of times there are going to be problems with the fit of the bumper cover. That's why sometimes when you purchase a bumper cover aftermarket as an insurance adjuster, the shop will ask you to pay for time to cut and fit. And that's, time to put the bumper cover on and, line it up and see where they have to make adjustments and all of that. Yeah, sometimes they do have to do that because the bumper cover does not fit. It is not an original equipment part. It's not original equipment. It is from the aftermarket. Another company, they just make bumper covers for that particular car. They take the measurements and they just pop out bumper covers. Okay, and a lot of times they don't fit correctly. But yeah, so essentially, like I said, the shop is telling you there's $500 worth of work that is not going to be done. Okay, it could be suspension. It could be electronic. Let's say you're driving down the road and all of a sudden you feel something shaking on the right side of your car, and it just so happens that your car was hit on the right side front. And if you look in the estimate, they paid to replace some suspension parts. The shop, technically, they can ignore that because you're not paying your deductible. They can ignore that. They can say, okay, there's the $500 right there. We're not going to do it. Now, it is not best practice. It is extremely dangerous, and most shops are not going to neglect to change out suspension parts if those are paid for. I mean, that's a major safety risk that the shop is taking. However, let's say that for some reason the shop didn't replace those parts, or let's say that you had airbags deployed on your vehicle and the insurance company paid to have the airbag module reprogrammed after it was replaced, and the shop didn't do that. And now you have a light on your dash that says, airbag, SRS system, and you have to check that out. If you bring it back to the shop and the shop is saying, well, we paid for it, we don't know what's going on there, we did what we were supposed to do, or you have no recourse. There is nothing that you can do to force the shop to pay for those parts. Because you did not pay your deductible, there is nothing that you can do, because even if you take it to the insurance department and you file a complaint, when you call them up, the first thing they're going to ask you is, did you pay your deductible? And the moment you say no, you're not going to have a leg to stand on. And you can't lie about it. You really can't lie about it, because if you say that you did, you're going to have to produce a receipt. And the shop is not going to give you a receipt if you didn't pay for your deductible. And they're not going to lie for you and say, yeah, you paid it, because they're going to be on the hook to fix whatever they didn't fix. And not only that, now they're going to be on the insurance department's radar. Okay, so they're not going to help you out. So the moment you tell the insurance department that you did not pay your deductible, you don't have a leg to stand on. And if you call up your insurance company and say, listen, you guys paid to replace this and replace that, they didn't do it, the insurance company is going to say to you, well, did you pay your deductible? And the moment you say no, the insurance company is going to say, well, we have nothing to do with that because we paid out what we were supposed to pay out. Your responsibility was that other $500. And if you didn't pay it out, then the joke's on you, because that's your responsibility. Okay, so essentially, anytime you do not pay your deductible, whether it's $500, $250, $1,000, what you're doing is telling the shop, if there's $1,000 worth of work on there, you don't have to cover it. You can pick whatever $1,000 you want, just don't cover it. And I'm not going to pay the deductible. And most times the shop is going to be fine with that. Okay, most time the shop is going to be fine, especially if it's a shiesty shop that changes its name every 3 to 4 months. They're going to say, sure, no problem. What do we care? As long as we're getting paid from the insurance company, what do we care about your $500? You know what I mean? So yeah, it's very important to always pay your insurance deductible. Otherwise, there's nothing you can do. And even if you want to take them to court, what the judge is going to say is, according to insurance law, the insurance department law, the regulations, you're on the hook for this deductible. And if you didn't pay it, then essentially, like what I say, there is $500 or $1,000 or $2,000 worth of work that the shop did not cover, that they didn't have to cover, because you did not pay your portion of the repair cost. So what you want the shop to do is cover your deductible for you, and they're not going to do that. They're not going to do that. They're not in the business of losing money. They're in the business of making money any way that they can. So yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know, if you don't know how important paying your insurance deductible is, now you do. It is extremely important. All right. And it's a matter of law, really. And if anything goes wrong with your car, you're going to be on the hook for it, because you have no proof that you actually paid your portion of the repair cost. Okay, so yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know, always pay your insurance deductible, and be wary of shops that tell you that you do not have to pay it. Okay, because it's in the estimate. If you look at the estimate, it'll give you an amount that the repair cost is. Then it will say minus the deductible, whatever that amount is. If it's let's say the job is $4,000, it'll say $4,000 minus $500. Okay, so the insurance company will pay out $3,500. You're on the hook for the other $500. All right, and that's to keep you honest. Okay, so yeah, I just wanted to point that out to you guys. Now you know, always pay your insurance deductible. It's a matter of law, and it can really save you in the event that the shop does not do what it's supposed to do. Okay, but yeah, this has been the Greater Estimator. Thanks for tuning in to another episode. If you like what you're hearing so far, I encourage you to like and subscribe to the channel. That way you can be notified of when I drop new videos, okay? But yeah, it's been the Greater Estimator. That's it for now. I'll catch you on the next video. Be safe.